The local government sector in South Africa is facing significant hurdles, including bureaucratic inefficiencies, resource limitations and widespread corruption. These issues hinder the effectiveness of service delivery, affecting essential services such as water, electricity, housing and infrastructure development. Tackling these challenges is crucial for improving the quality of life of all residents and closing the gap between the rich and less well-off. For more on this, we are joined by Dr. Daniel Govender. He's academic head of the School of Law and Administration at Regent Business School. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. So it's common cause that the majority of the country's municipalities are in crisis, and we often hear about this when the Auditor General releases her reports on these entities. What are the key issues that need to be addressed and how?
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you for this opportunity to make this presentation. As a local government official and as an academic within the Regent Business School, for me, the following issues are important in terms of going forward in terms of local government. The issue of bureaucratic ineffectiveness and inefficiencies that it causes, the financial situation of the local government, the lack of resources. When I say lack of resources, I mean the limited financial resources and the limited human resources, which we now term human capital, coupled with the widespread corruption that all affects the delivery of the local government service.
So we always know that the likes of the Development Bank of Southern Africa, as well as municipalities partnering with the private sector to boost their skill set and so on. We know that this has been going on for a while, but it doesn't really seem as though that strategy has been effective. Do you think that over time, do you have confidence that over time that the necessary capacity can be built in these local municipalities so that they can turn their fortunes around?
Yeah, it's an important question. If you take local government going back 30 years, when we first had our first democratic elections, the local government capacity build was in such that it made sure that there was capacity in all areas to deliver local government services. Obviously, going forward 30 years forward, we now see the lack of delivery of services. Although we have the Development Bank of South Africa, which provides funding for capacity building, we have the international funders, like the World Bank also provides funding for projects, and also national government. There are lots of funding in terms of comes from national government to local government to ensure that the services are delivered effectively and efficiently. However, the issue that actually addresses the situation is the lack of capacity within local government to deliver the services. Why I say that? Training and development. We have qualified staff at the local government level, but however, the training and development of those officials are important. If they are trained and developed in this sector, surely they will be able to deliver the services that's required. They may have the qualifications, they may have the credentials, but the training and development, I also believe that both from a practical and theoretically is required. Funding is available, but how we utilize that funding is important in the local government sector. Yeah,
we know human capital, as you've just outlined, is critical, but of course we live in the 21st century now, and technology is key as well. How do you see that playing a role in making local authorities more efficient?
Well, we've got to embrace technology. For example, I was one of them that did not embrace the AI, the artificial intelligence, as we call it. But the advantages of the technological systems within the South Africa. From a global perspective, we have learned that the technology is important. For example, you now can go into your technology. You can now submit your applications for vacancies on technology. You can now go into technology and get your tender documents, your policies, government policies. That can come fast and readily for the ratepayers, as it were, for the citizens of South Africa. You have to embrace technology for that so that you can get an effective and efficient delivery of services. In all respects, even in terms of data capturing, technology is so important that you get correct information that is available at speed to you, the citizens of South Africa, and to the consultants, as it were, that require this information to ensure they come up with well-informed policies for local government.
Yeah. So how can citizens get more involved in ensuring that they get the services that they deserve? And presumably that will mean that those running local government will also need to be willing to listen to their constituents, because ultimately those are the people that they're there to serve.
Absolutely. We talk about community engagement. That is the key in any local government sector. You have to ensure that community engagement is at the forefront. The Structures Act, the Systems Act, the Municipal Financial Management Act all make references to the community engagement. Even your Constitution of 1996, Chapter 5, when you're developing your integrated development plan, when you're developing your budgets, when you're developing your planning strategies for the local government, community engagement is so important. From your civil society, if you go back years in history, civil society was a forefront of a democratic South Africa in respect of local government delivery of services. We need to engage with community. Therefore, the legislators have come up with these legislations where in every ward there is a ward committee which is relevant in that particular ward to come up with strategies, to come up to assistance, capacity building, human resources, financial resources, budget implementation. The planning is so important from a community engagement sector. All aspects of community should be involved in the participation of your planning at local government level.
Dr. Daniel Govender, thank you so much for your time, sir, and your insights. He's the academic head of the School of Law and Administration at the Regent Business School.